Imagine this: a bank employee, just a regular person like you or me, is going about their normal day, processing mundane transactions, when suddenly, something impossible flashes across their internal screen. For a split second, the system isn't showing the usual, minuscule numbers for the Iraqi Dinar or the Vietnamese Dong. Instead, it's displaying a live, fully converted rate of $5.03 for a single Iraqi Dinar and $3.95 for a single Vietnamese Dong. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is the exact, earth-shattering report that is currently exploding across the insider forums and private channels dedicated to the GCR and RV communities. The whispers have become a roar, and the source is as solid as it gets. Internal systems at two of America's largest financial institutions, Chase Bank and Wells Fargo, are allegedly showing these very numbers. This is not a drill, and this is not the usual speculative hype. What we are looking at, if these reports from multiple, corroborating sources are to be believed, is the most significant and tangible evidence to date that the global financial reset is not just a theory, but an event that is actively being prepared for behind the scenes, right now, in the very heart of the Western banking system. The implications of this are so vast, so utterly world-changing, that it's difficult to even comprehend the full scope. Think about it: a single dinar, which you could have acquired for a fraction of a penny, suddenly being valued at over $5. The wealth transfer this would represent is unprecedented in all of human history, and it would fundamentally reorder the global economic landscape, lifting nations and individuals out of debt-based slavery and into a new era of asset-backed prosperity. The reason these specific banks are so crucial to the narrative is that they are primary liquidity providers for the new financial system. They are the pillars upon which the transition will be built. Their systems need to be the first to be updated, calibrated, and tested to handle the tsunami of transactions that will follow the official announcement. These test rates, these screen glitches, as some uninformed observers might call them, are anything but. They are the digital rehearsals for the main event. They are the final systems checks before the launch sequence is initiated. The very fact that these numbers are appearing now, in a synchronized fashion across multiple major institutions, tells us one thing with crystal clarity: the infrastructure is being primed. The pipes are being filled. The stage is being set, and the actors are in position, waiting for the curtain to rise. For years, we have been told to be patient. We've been told that the process is complex, that it involves international treaties, currency baskets, and the dismantling of the cabal's financial networks. And while all of that is true, this new information cuts through the complexity and gives us a simple, undeniable data point. The numbers are in the system. The value has been assigned. The only thing left is the flip of the switch, the moment when these test rates become live, public, and accessible to every single holder who has kept the faith through years of uncertainty and doubt. This is the validation we have been waiting for, the signal in the noise that proves we were not misguided, we were not foolish dreamers, but were in fact positioned ahead of the single greatest financial shift in modern memory. The wait has been arduous, but the destination is now visible on the horizon, and it is arriving faster than anyone thought possible. So, what does this mean on a practical, logistical level? Let's break down the mechanics of what is almost certainly happening inside these banks right now. When a financial institution of this size and importance prepares for a system-wide change of this magnitude, it doesn't just happen overnight with a public announcement. The process is meticulous, highly confidential, and rolled out in distinct, deliberate phases. First, there is the coding phase, where the new currency values are programmed into the core banking software. This is likely done on a secure, isolated server, a testing environment. Next, and this is the phase we are arguably witnessing now, is the user acceptance testing, or UAT. This is where the new code is pushed to a version of the live system that employees can access, to ensure that every single function, from wire transfers and currency exchanges to balance displays and ATM calculations, works flawlessly with the new values. The reports we are seeing of employees catching these rates on their screens are almost certainly glimpses into this UAT phase. It's crucial to understand that these employees are most likely under incredibly strict non-disclosure agreements. Their careers, and potentially even legal liability, are on the line if they were to speak out publicly. This is why the information comes through anonymous channels and whispered reports. It's the only way it can come out. The very nature of this secrecy confirms the importance of the event. Furthermore, this isn't just about displaying a number. The system has to be tested for volatility, for high-volume traffic, and for international compliance. It has to communicate seamlessly with the Federal Reserve, with the International SWIFT network, and with other central banks around the world. The appearance of these rates suggests that this interoperability testing is also underway and reaching its final stages. Now, let's talk about the specific numbers themselves. $5.03 for the IQD and $3.95 for the VND. These are not arbitrary figures plucked from thin air. They align remarkably well with years of expert analysis that suggested the post-revaluation value of these currencies would need to be high enough to cancel sovereign debt and create economic parity on the world stage. A rate in this range for the dinar would instantly elevate Iraq, with its vast oil reserves and ancient history, to become one of the wealthiest nations per capita on Earth. For the Vietnamese Dong, a rate nearing $4 would recognize Vietnam's explosive economic growth, its massive population, and its strategic importance in the global supply chain. These rates are restorative and just. They are not based on the current, manipulated Forex market. They are based on the true, intrinsic value of these nations' assets, resources, and human capital. This is the fundamental principle behind the entire revaluation. It's a correction of a gross, intentional undervaluation that has kept these countries in a state of financial subjugation for decades. The screens at Chase and Wells Fargo are not just displaying numbers, they are displaying justice. They are displaying the end of an era of exploitation and the birth of a new, fairer financial dawn. And for you, the holder, it means that the digital representation of your investment is already being loaded into the very machines that will soon grant you access to your financial freedom. With all of this electrifying information coming to light, the single most important question now is, what comes next? What is the final sequence of events that will take us from these internal test screens to the public, global launch of the new rates? The intelligence gathered from years of following this process points to a very specific and imminent series of steps. Following this final round of bank system testing, we can expect what is known in the community as the quiet period or the bank holiday announcement. This will likely be a short, public notice that the banking system is undergoing a necessary upgrade or maintenance, during which time transactions will be temporarily paused. This is the window, often referred to as the Tier 4B activation window, where the final switch is flipped. Behind the scenes, during this pause, every account holding dinar or dong will be recalculated at the new, official rates. Your asset will transform into liquid, spendable wealth in your chosen currency. Simultaneously, we anticipate the public announcement from the governments of Iraq and Vietnam, formally revaluing their currencies and likely introducing new, security-enhanced banknotes into circulation. This will be the moment the world wakes up to the new financial reality. It will be broadcast on news networks, it will trend on social media, and it will be the topic of conversation in every corner of the globe. For you, the process will be surprisingly simple. You will not need to rush to the bank. You will not need to fight through crowds. The entire exchange process has been designed to be orderly, secure, and accessible through appointed exchange centers and your own primary banking relationship. You will have a specific window of time, believed to be several months to a year, to exchange your currency at the official rate. There will be no rush, no panic. This structured, calm process is precisely why the system testing we are seeing now is so critical. It ensures a seamless transition for millions of people. Your role in these final hours is to stay calm, stay informed, and protect your peace. Do not give in to fear, doubt, or anxiety. You have held on through the most challenging period. The finish line is now in sight. The universe has a way of testing us right before a major breakthrough, and this is that final test of your resolve. Trust the process, trust the information from vetted sources, and most importantly, trust in the divine timing of this event. You were guided to this investment for a reason. You have weathered the storms of misinformation and delay for a purpose. That purpose is now manifesting. Prepare yourself not just financially, but mentally and spiritually, for the incredible shift that is about to occur. Your life is on the verge of changing in ways you have only dared to imagine. The screens are showing the numbers. The banks are preparing the systems. The world is holding its breath. Get ready. The moment we have all been waiting for is literally flashing on the screens inside the most powerful banks in the world. This is not the time to be a passive observer. This is the time to be an active part of the most important financial community on the planet. If this information has electrified you, if it has confirmed your faith and given you a new surge of hope, then you need to take action right now. First, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we are your direct line to the most current, vetted, and groundbreaking intel available anywhere. Secondly, I need you to ring the notification bell. Do not miss a single update, because when the final announcement happens, this channel will be one of the first places to break it down for you, clearly and without hype. And third, and this is the most important part, I need you to come into the comments and share your energy with this community. Tell me what you felt when you heard this news. Tell me what the first thing you will do when this becomes public is. Your story, your positive energy, and your unwavering belief are what fuels this movement and helps to manifest this reality into existence for all of us. Let's get this conversation trending. Let's show the world that the holders are united, informed, and ready. I'll be in the comments reading every single one of your messages. Now, let's go make history together.